Hi. I'll take things from here. I'm Marjorie. But you can call me Marge. Let us move on to some methods and practice in the dreamland level of Worldwork. You'll remember that dreamland consists of all of the background feelings, dreams, and visions of a group, as well as the various roles that are not normally seen in consensus reality. For now, let's focus on fields and roles, and methods for working with them. You might recall that every group or issue has a particular field or atmosphere, and that each field has various roles or polarities within it. Let's, once again, recall this diagram. Remember that on the dreamland level, a group is something like a field, and that the people are pulled into various roles. As mentioned earlier, it's helpful first to sense the field around a group and its issues, and then to imagine what roles are part of that atmosphere. As you start to do this, it's helpful to frame the shift from consensus reality discussions to the dreamland level. You might say something like, "We've been focusing on the consensus reality level. Now, let's see if we can make a shift and explore the roles in the room." Otherwise, the levels tend to conflict with one another. Okay, so now, let's imagine some roles in various fields and begin talking about how you might work with them. For example, in a discussion about problematic issues in the school classroom, two typical roles are the knowledgeable teacher and the student who doesn't want to learn. Imagine another tense field in which some people are afraid. So, there's the role of those who are fearful. Now, if the other role or roles in the field are not immediately clear to you, you might imagine what they could be. That is, if people are afraid, there is probably another role in the atmosphere of those who are mean or overpowering. In the same way, your feelings as a facilitator can indicate some of the roles in the field. So, for example, if you are afraid, it may not be just you feeling that way. Rather, that feeling is a role that others are probably experiencing in that field as well. And it may be in reaction to another role that is making you afraid, but has not yet been noticed. Okay. In the next situation, a business group is discussing whether or not they should take on another new project.
We should say that this is a really simple example. For the sake of learning, we hope you'll understand.
I'm sure they understand that. And I'm excited about it.
There's just so much we can do as animated figures, and I'm getting pretty tired. But let's go on to that example of the business group.
Okay. You might notice the field feels a bit tense and also tired.
Maybe we should do another project.
I don't know. It sounds like a lot of work.
Yes, it does.
Could be interesting.
I'm tired.
So, what would you say are the roles in this field? Right. They are excitement and fatigue. Okay. In dreamland level, the facilitator can make spots in the room to represent each of these roles. Then, anyone who feels pulled to represent any one of the roles can go to that position and speak for it.
New projects are so exciting.
I'm worn out. It's too much for me.
And others can join in, to represent one side or the other.
Hooray. I want to do it.
I just think it's going to be too much.
I want to go home.
We already have too much to do.
Of course, as mentioned earlier in the film, there can be more than two roles. But groups typically have two main roles that are in conflict with one another. And I should mention that if movement is difficult for people, they can simply speak for these roles from their chairs.
Does everyone need to represent the roles?
No. That's not necessary. And those who are observing are also very important because they are like a pot that holds and supports the process. Now, if many people in the group are shy to represent the roles, the facilitator can represent the roles for them. Then, people in the group can observe and experience the roles in the field and ponder the relationship between them. Let's watch a facilitator do this. In fact, now that I think of it, why don't I do it? And everyone can sit and watch. So, here I am. On one side, there is a role that is excited about the new job. Hooray! We can't wait. Hooray! Hooray! That's one role. And there's another role too. On this side, a role says, I'm tired. I'm overworked and can't do more. It's too much for me. The group can look on and then decide how it would like to go further. Maybe now, they would like to take the roles and express them in their own way. Or, a quiet group might want to simply make notes on paper about what they felt or experienced as they watched. And at another point, they might want to discuss their impressions of what they saw with a partner, or in small groups, and possibly speak about how they also know each of the roles inside of themselves. In any case, remember that whatever you do needs to be adapted to the particular people, culture, and style of the group or community that you're working with. Whether you are working, for example, in an organization, doing an open city forum, working with a street situation, or facilitating a community meeting. And also keep in mind that, though particular people, or subgroups, are definitely in consensus reality on one side or another of a given issue. In Dreamland, all of the roles are shared by everyone. Okay, this will lead us to our next discussion on role switching in practice. I'll see you there.